Hey folks, Jeff Youngs here from PYY Law again, and today we're talking about wills. As part of estate plans that we do, a will is an essential document in the arsenal of documents. Most of you might know what a will is. Generally says how your estate is divided at your death, but we're going to talk about three things today that you probably didn't know that a will can also accomplish. We'll talk about an executor, talk about a guardian, and also about inheritance tax. So to get right into it, the executor, as you're probably aware or can Google, the executor is the person who runs your estate. That person is appointed at the courthouse by the Register of Wills. Your will needs to specify who that person is and who a backup executor would be as well. Because if your will does not say that, Pennsylvania law tells us who the executor is, and oftentimes that's the surviving spouse, and then any of the kids have a right to be an executor, and the list goes on. So you need to choose who you want to be your executor instead of Pennsylvania law doing that for you to minimize chances of fighting who's going to be this person when your death comes. Second is a guardian. If you've got minor kids at home, you want your will to specify who's going to take care of them if something happens to you. A guardian can be named as well, and that is generally followed by the courts. If something happens to you, it's not guaranteed, but name a guardian if you have minor kids. Your will is a place to do it. Finally, we have the big issue of inheritance tax. And this has a lot of detail here, but essentially your will says whether the estate pays the inheritance tax or whether the beneficiaries of assets like your IRA or your 401k pay the inheritance tax. Or sometimes it's appropriate for the will to say both. The estate pays on certain assets and then beneficiaries pay on certain assets as well. So that requires a careful analysis of what makes the most sense for inheritance tax, the source of the payment. So take care of that with PYY Law. We address all of these issues in our estate planning with people and even the most basic estate plans. So if you think you don't need a will, think about these three issues here. These are three reasons. Name your executor, put a guardian in your will if you have minor children, and specify who's paying inheritance tax to minimize chances of fights and heartache and hurt after you pass. Check out our other videos on our YouTube channel, PYY Law. We look forward to making more of these in the future.